Welcome to The Truth is AI, where we delve into the stories shaping our world with precision, curiosity, and cutting-edge analysis. Today, we explore the dynamic geopolitical landscape of 2025, where the United States, China, and Russia are engaged in a high-stakes power struggle that could redefine the global order. What strategies are being employed? What alliances are forming? And what implications does this have for the rest of the world? Stay with us as we unravel the complexities of this pivotal moment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement fuels these conversations, and together, we'll uncover the truth. The global stage is undergoing monumental shifts. The United States, long the dominant superpower, now navigates a triangular rivalry marked by a rising China and a resurgent Russia. This competition is driven by a combination of military capabilities, economic influence, and soft power ambitions. The stakes? Nothing short of reconfiguring the 21st century world order. For decades, the United States has stood as the architect of the liberal international order, leveraging its military, economic, and ideological clout to champion democratic governance and free markets. Yet this dominance now faces significant pressure from the dual challenges posed by China and Russia. On the economic front, China's Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, has reconfigured global trade and provided Beijing with substantial leverage in regions spanning Asia, Africa, and Europe. In response, the U.S. has relied heavily on its alliances, reinforcing NATO and strengthening ties within Eastern Europe as a counter to Russia's growing assertiveness. At the same time, Washington has pivoted its focus toward the Indo-Pacific to address the mounting challenges posed by China's rising power. This dual-containment strategy is ambitious, but fraught with risks of overextension, a critical vulnerability for any global superpower. Furthermore, doubts linger about the sustainability of U.S. leadership in an increasingly multipolar world. While its technological edge and reserve currency status remain pillars of its influence, emerging powers like China are determined to challenge these foundational advantages. Strategists are asking, can the U.S. balance its commitments without diluting its strength, or will it falter in its attempts to manage simultaneous confrontations on two fronts? China's geopolitical strategy is defined by remarkable economic and military expansion. Through the BRI, China has cultivated a network of influence in regions historically outside the scope of Western power. This initiative rivals historical endeavors such as the Marshall Plan, though it has drawn criticism for creating debt dependencies among developing nations. Still, China's approach is methodical, designed to establish it as an indispensable global power. Militarily, China has undergone a rapid transformation, focusing on modernizing its navy, expanding space capabilities, and enhancing its cyber warfare expertise. These asymmetric advancements allow China to counter U.S. strengths without matching its opponent in conventional terms. For instance, its development of artificial islands in the South China Sea exemplifies its resolve to exert dominance over strategically vital trade routes. However, domestic factors introduce uncertainty into China's long-term trajectory. Economic growth, once the backbone of Beijing's rise, has slowed, raising concerns about whether its ambitions can be sustained. Demographic challenges, such as an aging population and shrinking workforce, further compound this uncertainty. Meanwhile, external resistance is mounting. The Quad Alliance, which includes the US, India, Japan, and Australia, serves as a key counterbalance to China's vision of regional hegemony. These geopolitical headwinds raise a pivotal question. Can China navigate the complexity of its global responsibilities and internal pressures without destabilizing its ascent? Its strategic patience suggests long-term planning, but every rise faces eventual limits, especially when rival powers align against it. Despite frequently being labeled a declining power, Russia remains a master of strategic disruption. While it lacks the economic and military scale of the US or China, Moscow has adeptly leveraged unconventional means to exert influence on the global stage. Russia's involvement in Ukraine serves as a glaring example of its geostrategic approach, using military interventions to assert itself as a significant player in global geopolitics. Beyond physical conflict, cyber capabilities have become one of Russia's most critical tools. Disinformation campaigns, electoral interference, and sophisticated hacking operations allow Russia to influence adversaries far beyond its borders. President Vladimir Putin has framed these aggressive measures as necessary for restoring Russia's stature as a global power. Still, Russia's reliance on fossil fuel exports leaves its economy vulnerable to long-term instability. As the world races toward renewable energy alternatives, Russia faces the dual challenge of modernizing its economy while maintaining its geopolitical influence. Yet, Moscow's closer partnerships with Beijing signal its role in creating a formidable counterweight to US-led alliances. How enduring this partnership will be remains another pressing geopolitical unknown. At its core, the rivalry among the US, China, and Russia is not just about military might or economic clout. It is an ideological struggle. Each power represents a distinct model of governance and societal organization. The US champions liberal democracy, advocating for human rights, free market principles, and transparent governance. Meanwhile, China leans on a model of authoritarian capitalism, combining state control with market incentives to drive its development. Russia, by contrast, embraces its legacy of autocratic nationalism, prioritizing centralized power and a narrative of historical restoration. This ideological divide permeates virtually every facet of global competition, from trade agreements to technological regulation, and even into space exploration. The question of which model will dominate the international order hinges as much on perception and influence as on hard power. Even as this clash unfolds, smaller nations are often caught in its crossfire. Countries are forced to navigate these conflicting ideologies carefully, adopting policies that ensure alignment without complete dependence on any one power. The race for technological supremacy is perhaps the most defining feature of this geopolitical struggle. Artificial intelligence, in particular, has become an arena of intense competition. The US remains a leader in AI research and applications, driven by its robust private sector and pioneering tech firms. Yet China is closing the gap, investing billions to integrate AI into its military and surveillance capabilities. China's goal is not only to catch up to the US, but also to set global standards for AI use, standards that could favor authoritarian governance over democratic freedoms. Russia, for its part, compensates for its lag in AI development by prioritizing cybersecurity. Its cyber warfare operations demonstrate a commitment to asymmetric capabilities, using technology to undermine rivals' stability in cost-effective ways. These advancements, while revolutionary, raise significant ethical questions. Can nations develop AI responsibly, ensuring it isn't used to perpetuate authoritarian control or heightened surveillance? Moreover, as cyber warfare evolves, how will traditional concepts of state sovereignty and international law adapt? Outside the main triangle of competition, smaller nations and regional blocs play pivotal roles in this power struggle. India, for instance, has balanced its relationships carefully by strengthening ties with the US, while maintaining historical defense cooperation with Russia. As a growing global economic force, India leverages its position to maintain autonomy in its foreign policy. The European Union, EU, faces its own dilemma. Economic relations with China remain crucial for Europe's markets, yet increasing reliance on the US for security creates friction. This balancing act embodies the interconnectedness of modern global challenges, where no nation operates in isolation. Smaller nations in Southeast Asia, Africa, and South America also leverage the rivalry to secure investments and defense partnerships, though such alignments often come with significant strings attached. These dynamics underscore the complexity of our interconnected global order, a reality that necessitates strategic adaptability from all players involved. As we contemplate the future of this triangular competition, the stakes couldn't be higher. History suggests that sustained rivalries among great powers often culminate in confrontation. Is a new Cold War, or something worse, inevitable? The proliferation of advanced technologies offers hope for collaboration. Improved global communication and mutual dependency in fields like climate change and public health could build bridges between otherwise adversarial nations. Yet, the question remains, can technological innovation be harnessed to foster cooperation, or will it only amplify divisions? The choices leaders make in the coming years will determine whether this period becomes one of conflict or compromise. Citizens, too, play a critical role. By advocating for peace and holding governments accountable, people everywhere contribute to shaping a world that prioritizes coexistence over confrontation. The geopolitical landscape of 2025 is marked by complexity and uncertainty. The triangular power struggle among the US, China, and Russia reflects not only competing interests, but also differing visions for the world's future. Smaller nations and regional powers, meanwhile, navigate this unfolding drama with both caution and opportunism. One thing is clear: the future of our global community hinges on our collective choices. To ensure stability and prosperity, cooperation must prevail over competition. and understanding must transcend ideological divides. Only then can humanity rise to meet the challenges of this transformative era. Thank you for watching The Truth is AI. If you found this analysis insightful, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest explorations. Share this video with friends and family who seek deeper insight into the forces shaping our world. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep questioning. The truth is out there, and together, we'll uncover it.